Every night, before Chetachi goes to bed, Father Francis always visited Chetachi's room. No one knew what he always went in there to do, but he spent at least 1 hour in Chetachi's room before coming out every night. Good for nothing child, you are a disgrace to your family. Even if you want to get pregnant, why not find someone else? Must it be a priest? In the peaceful town of Umaha lived a sweet girl named Chetachi. She was kind and respectful and always had a big smile on her face. Chetachi was the maid at the local Catholic church where she helped the priests and nuns with their chores. She worked closely with Father Francis, a gentle and kind priest who had been a father figure to her since she was a little girl. Father Francis was loved by everyone in the community. He was known for his good heart, his deep faith, and his dedication to God. Chetachi loved working at the Catholic parish house. She felt safe there. As a matter of fact, Chetachi wants to become a Reverend sister one day. And Father Francis always treated her with love. He would often buy her little gifts when he traveled with the other priests, like bracelets, bread, or sweets. Every night, before Chetachi goes to bed, Father Francis always visited Chetachi's room. No one knew what he always went in there to do, but he spent at least 1 hour in Chetachi's room before coming out every night. This brought out curiosity among the other parishioners. They started wondering what was happening. Why is Father Francis always visiting Chetachi's room every night? They gossiped and whispered among themselves. 2 other young girls who also worked at the parish house were also curious to know what was happening. They said to themselves, I wonder why Father Francis always gives Chetachi all the attention. Only Chetachi eats the bread, the sweets, and the gifts. Now he visits her room every night. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you sure they are not in a relationship? Because I don't understand this kind of love. They always gossiped. One day, rumors began to spread like wildfire in the town. People were whispering that Chetachi and Father Francis were in a secret relationship. The townspeople couldn't believe it. How could a priest, who is supposed to be a virgin, be having an affair with his servants? They asked. Chetachi's friends and neighbors started to gossip, saying they had seen the way Father Francis cared for her and were convinced something must be going on. Chetachi and Father Francis defended this rumor, saying they have never had any secret relationship and they will never have. Father Francis also said he is a priest of God and can never involve himself in such a sin. But the people did not believe. Father Francis also said that the love he has for Chetachi is just a fatherly love, that he would never do anything wrong with her. Mama Nkechi, Chetachi's mother, called her daughter aside and said to her, Cheta, my daughter, tell me the truth. Are you in a relationship with the Reverend Father? And Chetachi responded, Mama, no. I will never do such a thing. Father Francis is just like a father to me. You know my father is no longer alive. He's just taking care of me. And Mama Nkechi said, Don't worry, my child, she would say. People will always talk, but I know you and I trust you. I also trust Father Francis. They can say whatever they like. Chetachi spent few more days with her mom. On the very day she was supposed to return back to the parish house, she started feeling sick. She was throwing up in the mornings, feeling tired all the time, and all her appetite had grown, and she was sleeping all through. Mama Nkechi, Chetachi's mother, wondered what was happening with her daughter. Cheta, my child, you've been sick. Let's go to the hospital. You need treatments. And Mama Nkechi took her daughter to the church clinic to see what was wrong. After so many tests, Mama Nkechi got the shocking news of her life, that Chetachi was pregnant. She was heartbroken upon hearing this news. And Mama Nkechi started crying at the church clinic. Father Francis has killed me. Chetachi has killed me. Chetachi, how can you be pregnant? I thought you were a virgin. And Chetachi responded, Mama, I'm as surprised as you are. I'm a virgin. I have never been with any man before. I cannot be pregnant. But Mama Chetachi would not listen to what her daughter was saying. Instead, she cut her short and shouted on her, Good for nothing, child. You are a disgrace to your family. Even if you want to get pregnant, why not find someone else? Must it be a priest? See the shame you have brought to your entire family. What did I ever do to you? Did I commit an offense by allowing you stay in the parish house? Chetachi cried, trying to defend the fact that she didn't know how she got pregnant. Mama Nkechi did not believe. She took Cheta to 4 different hospitals again, hoping that the church clinic had made a mistake. But every test came back the same. Chetachi was pregnant. The news spread quickly through the town. The rumors about Chetachi and Father Francis got worse. People pointed fingers, saying that Father Francis had made Chetachi pregnant, and that is why they were so close. People started saying, we said it, that father is a pretender. That father is a hypocrite. He's a good-for-nothing person. He was just pretending to be good. Meanwhile, he was going to bed with Cheta. We said it now. Did we not say it? Rumors were flying up and down. Father Francis, upon hearing this, did not know what to say. He was buried in anguish and shame. He didn't even know how to start defending. Everybody was pointing fingers at him. Even the 2 girls at the parish house now made the whole matter escalate the more, saying they have seen Father Francis oftentimes coming out of Cheta's room in the nights. That they have always wondered why. Father Francis tried to defend himself, saying he is not responsible and has no hand in it. But no matter what he said, no one believed, even the parish council. Chetachi was devastated. She knew the truth, but no one believed her. She was sent away from the parish house, accused of having an affair with the priest. Father Francis visited Chetachi in her house, and they had a meeting. He said to her, Cheta, are you going to have the baby? What will you do with the baby? And Cheta responded, Father, I don't know, because I am confused. Dear viewers, are you as surprised as I am? Let's keep listening to this story. Before they will continue the conversation, Mama Nkechi, Chetachi's mom, came out and poured water on the priest, saying, Good for nothing man, you have destroyed my daughter's life. Is it not okay? What are you doing here? Leave my compound, useless man, good for nothing man. I entrusted my daughter to you to teach her the way of God, and all you could do is to get her pregnant. Mama Nkechi was furious. Father Francis tried to explain, saying, Mama, please, I can explain everything. But Mama Cheta was not listening. Explain what? What do you want to explain? I overheard you asking her what she wants to do with the baby. So what explanation do you want to give? Father Francis left, feeling so devastated. The parish council called Father Francis, and despite his consistent pleas that he was still a virgin and had never touched Chetachi inappropriately, they told him he had to leave the priesthood, that he was a disgrace to the Catholic community. Father Francis begged, pleaded, cried for mercy, but no one was ready to listen to him. He tried to explain himself, but still, he was given a deaf ear. No one was ready to listen to Father Francis. Father Francis packed his bag and was leaving the parish. As he was leaving, the parishioners were looking at him in disappointment. Some even went as far as saying to him, Father, we are disappointed in you. We trusted you. We respected you as a priest. How could you do this? Go and take care of Chetachi, since it is what you want. Go and take responsibility for the baby you've put in her. Father Francis kept on trying to explain, but nobody was ready to listen to him, and he left the parish house in so much pain. Chetachi cried for days. She couldn't understand what was happening. She was worried about Father Francis. She thought to herself, "Oh, dear Father Francis, where would he go? How would he start over after dedicating his whole life to the church? What do I do? Father Francis was the only person that showed me genuine love." Father Francis was also confused and heartbroken. One day, as Chetachi was sitting outside her house, deep in thoughts, Mama Nkechi, her mother, approached her with a determined look in her eyes. "Chetachi, we need to find out the truth, my daughter. I know you very well. I gave birth to you. If you are saying the truth, I know. So I'm telling you that I know you are telling the truth. I believe you, but we need proof." Mama Nkechi decided to take Chetachi to a specialist hospital in the city, where they could perform a detailed examination. After a long and careful examination, the doctors found out something shocking. Chetachi was indeed showing all the symptoms of pregnancy, but there was no baby. Chetachi's stomach was growing because she had a rare condition called phantom pregnancy. It's a condition where a woman's body shows all the signs of being pregnant: vomiting, weight gain, and even feeling like there's a baby inside. But in real sense, there is no baby. It is a psychological condition often brought out of stress and anxiety. The body believes it's pregnant, and then the symptoms appear real, even when there is no pregnancy. Mama Nkechi and Chetachi were stunned, but also relieved. They had finally found an explanation that made sense. The doctor gave them a report explaining the condition, and they quickly took it to the church leader to clear Father Francis' name. It turned out that Father Francis and Chetachi have been accused wrongly indeed. They took the results to the church council. They were shocked, but also relieved to know the truth. They called Father Francis back. They apologized to him and invited him to return to his priestly duties. The rumor spread again like wildfire that Father Francis was innocent after all. Chetachi was never pregnant. She was just having symptoms of phantom pregnancy. But they were still curious to know why Father Francis always visited Chetachi's room at night in the first place, because that was where the whole rumor started from. And Father Francis explained that every night before Chetachi goes to bed, they were always praying, and he was always training Chetachi in the ways of God and how to stay dedicated to him, and also train her in deep faith, since she wanted to become a Reverend sister. The parishioners were so sad. They felt so bad for not listening to Father Francis when he tried to explain himself. They apologized to him, begging him to please come back to their parish. They showered him with gifts on the day of his return. They celebrated him like a king. Chetachi was excited and relieved that Father Francis' name has been cleared. She was also excited for herself because she wasn't pregnant. She was as well as confused that how can she be pregnant when she didn't meet a man? Chetachi and Father Francis were both overjoyed. They hugged and thanked God for revealing the truth. Chetachi returned to the parish house where she continued to work and prepare for her dream of becoming a Reverend sister. Father Francis went back to his duties, grateful to be back in the place he loved and to continue the work of God in his vineyard. That was how the whole story ended. This story teaches us that it's important not to jump to conclusions without knowing all the facts. People may gossip and spread. In the part 3, Labake met an old woman called Nana and they walked together into the forest. Now, as they walked, Nana told stories about the guardians of Akure, ancient protectors of the village. Labake listened intently, feeling a growing sense of trust and admiration for the wise old woman. But is this old woman Iya Barakat's return? Let's find out. This